The second section of this programme comes from Scotland and the West Coast Main Line at Abingdon, between Glasgow and Carlisle. The location can be seen here on our maps, as well as the various filming positions visited during our stopover back in 2021. The first two locations are north of the village. The weather during our visit was perfect, with a slight breeze but unbroken sunshine, something which is fairly rare in these parts. Heading north we have Class 390 unit number 155, with train 1S59, the 1311 from London Euston to Glasgow Central. A pair of Freightliner Class 90s nearly caught us out. Numbers 046 and 015 are on the 1633 Coatbridge to Crewe. The River Clyde here makes its way north. 390-013 is on an Edinburgh to Euston working. Our second location, just slightly to the north, sees a pair of Class 325 postal units forming the 1749 from Shieldmuir to Willesden. Location 3 is just north of the village, on a farm overbridge. 390-112 is working the 1410 Euston to Glasgow. A Class 397 heads north and passes fellow classmate number 397005 working an Edinburgh to Manchester service. Just to the north of us, a posse of photographers are also taking advantage of the excellent weather conditions. 90043 and 041 are next, powering the 4M11 container train from Coatbridge to Crewe. Just 5 minutes later and 390.045 powers 9S80, the 1443 from Euston to Edinburgh. Here's 88005 with the 1854 departure from Moss End to Daventry. Just a half mile to the north and we have two more locations. The first one is right next to the River Clyde and offers a great spot for filming northbound trains. The time is just before 8 p.m. and 397003 does the honours on the 1710 from Manchester to Glasgow. With the photographer still in position, number 66194 heads north with the 1424 container train from Seaforth to Moss End. At the time of our filming, Class 90s had not long given up their duties on East Anglian passenger trains from London to Norwich, and many still wore a livery reflecting this. Still in East Anglian colours, 90006 and 90007 head south, with the 1936 from Coatbridge to London Gateway. With the sun having dropped below the line of distant hills, we move back to our previous position, as 57601 rounds the curve on an empty stock working, the 1947 from Edinburgh to Carnforth. 47802 is on the rear. This is 66067 on the 1806 from Grangemouth to Daventry. Another Class 390 heads north on its way towards Glasgow. The following morning, and we were between Abingdon and Crawford. The early bird catches the worm, so they say, and being up this time of day, we got this shot of 92038 on the 2350 sleepers from London Euston, with various portions for destinations in Scotland, all combined to make an impressive train. As you can see, the weather had changed overnight with low cloud over the hills. However, this didn't dampen our spirits as we filmed 88004 heading south on the 0546 from Moss End to Daventry. Heading north are 90006 and 90007, which we had seen the previous evening. The train is 4S50, the 0352 from Crewe to Coatbridge. As the sun begins to break through the leaden sky, we have DB Cargo Class 90s, numbers 90037 and 020, with train 4M25, the 707 from Moss End Yard to Daventry.